If you are watching this video, chances are that you have already googled that what is the hair transplant cost in India, or maybe somebody told you कि भाई 30,000 रुपए में हो जाता है, and somebody may have said नहीं minimum 2 लाख लगेगा वरना रिजल्ट फेक होगा. So today, I want to slow this conversation down. No marketing talk, no pressure, just facts, so you can make a smart decision for yourself. I'm Dr. Prateek Sondhi. I'm a dermatologist and hair transplant surgeon, and I'm the founder of Regrow by Derma Circles. Today, we will talk honestly about hair transplant and what you're actually paying for and what you should never compromise on. So let me ask you an uncomfortable question. That if two clinics are charging very different prices but both are promising कि भाई हम तो natural results देंगे, so how do you know that which one is telling the truth? That confusion is exactly why this video exists. Hair transplant cost does not have one fixed number, and anyone who tells you otherwise is oversimplifying a medical procedure. The cost varies because people vary. It depends on your hair loss pattern, your donor area, your age, your expectations, and even your future hair loss risk. So two patients can never have the same plan. That's why you may see prices like 25,000 rupees, 60,000 rupees, 1,20,000 rupees, or even 2 lakh. These numbers are not random, but they represent very different approaches to the same problem. Now let's talk about the lowest price bucket first. Yes, there are clinics which are offering hair transplant for as low as 25 to 40,000. But this usually means that they are very high volume surgeries. They may be technician or dentist driven procedures. They may have a very limited hairline planning. They might have minimal follow-ups. So listen carefully. This does not mean that every low-cost clinic is unsafe, but it does mean that you need to ask the right questions. भाई सर्जरी करेगा कौन? डॉक्टर करेगा या टेक्नीशियन करेगा? Who is going to design your hairline? And who will decide where the grafts are placed? Because hair transplant is not just science, it is also an art. And once the grafts are placed, they cannot be undone. I know patients where they feel worse after a hair transplant because the angles and direction of their grafts was wrong. So now let's talk about the other extreme. The clinics which are charging 2 to 3 lakh rupees or even more than that, they're often marketed as premium or celebrity clinics. Now, high cost can sometimes mean experienced surgeons, fewer surgeries per day, and a structured aftercare. So here is an important truth. High price alone does not guarantee a natural result. I have seen patients who spend a lot of money elsewhere and they still feel unhappy. Why? Because the cost should match your requirement, not somebody else's branding. So what exactly decides the hair transplant cost? The first is your graft requirement. More grafts generally means more precision, more time, more efforts, and generally more cost. Second, the surgeon involvement. Whether the surgeon was involved in your hairline planning, your hairline designing, whether he was supervising the entire procedure or not. And third and most important is the technique used. तो जो बेसिक FU टेक्निक होती है उसमें सारे ग्राफ्ट्स को एक साथ निकाला जाता है और फिर एक साथ लगाया जाता है. लेकिन इस टेक्निक में जो ग्राफ्ट्स हैं वो 4 to 6 आवर्स के लिए बॉडी से बाहर होते हैं और उनका सर्वाइवल कम होता चला जाता है. लेकिन ये टेक्निक बहुत चीप होती है क्योंकि उसमें बहुत कम एफर्ट्स लगते हैं. द नेक्स्ट टेक्निक इज DHT या डायरेक्ट हेयर ट्रांसप्लांट. इसमें साइमल्टेनियसली ग्राफ्ट्स को निकाला जाता है और लगाया जाता है फॉरसेप्स के थ्रू. लेकिन ये थोड़ा टेक्निकली डिमांडिंग प्रोसीजर होता है और इसलिए इसका कॉस्ट थोड़ा ज्यादा होता है. लेकिन जब फॉरसेप्स से भी ग्राफ्ट्स को इंसर्ट किया जाता है तो थोड़ा ग्राफ्ट को डैमेज हो सकता है. तो जो सबसे एडवांस टेक्निक है इसमें इम्प्लांटर्स यूज किए जाते हैं. तो ग्राफ्ट्स को पहले इम्प्लांटर में लोड किया जाता है और इम्प्लांटर के थ्रू ग्राफ्ट्स को इंसर्ट किया जाता है. तो जो भी प्रेशर लगता है वो इम्प्लांटर पे लगता है, ग्राफ्ट्स पे नहीं लगता है. सो ग्राफ्ट का सर्वाइवल बढ़ जाता है. लेकिन इस टेक्निक में बहुत ज्यादा मैन पावर की जरूरत पड़ती है और इसीलिए ये टेक्निक सबसे ज्यादा एक्सपेंसिव होती है. नाउ फोर्थ इज द मेडिकल सेफ्टी एंड हाइजीन. दीज आर नॉन नेगोशिएबल. सो इफ यू आर गेटिंग योर surgery done from a technician or probably a dentist who may not know very well how to maintain the fumigation and the sterility of the procedure, then the results might not be so good. And finally, long-term planning. We don't just design your hair for today. We also need to plan how it will look after a few years, like 5 or 10 years from now. At Regrow by Derma Circles, we sit in the mid-range. We are not cheap and we are not overhyped expensive because our focus is simple. We want the right treatment for the right patient. Most of our patients choose us because their surgery is doctor planned, the execution is controlled and supervised by doctors, the graft numbers are realistic, and the aftercare is structured. We do not push for unnecessary grafts, we do not create fear, we do not promise miracles. A hair transplant should improve confidence and not create a regret. Now let's clear some common myths. Price per graft pricing alone does not tell the full story. One surgery does not freeze your hair loss forever. Cheap today is not always smart tomorrow, and expensive does not automatically mean better. What truly matters is transparency and pricing. Instead of asking how cheap can this be, ask yourself, is this plan designed for me? Is the doctor involved throughout the treatment? Are future hair loss patterns considered, or do I feel rushed or understood? A good clinic will never pressurize you. They will educate you. If you're confused about hair transplant costs, that's completely normal, because this is not a small decision. It affects how you look, how you feel, and how confident you are. If you want an honest assessment, not a sales pitch, you can consult with us at Regrow by Derma Circles. We will evaluate your hair, explain you the options clearly, and let you decide at your own pace. No shortcuts, no fear-based selling, just clarity.